Doxing has become a worldwide risk for YouTubers and really for the average person. You don't have to be a social media influencer to be doxxed and have your life ripped apart. This is happening to people everywhere, and in today's video, I'm gonna break down what you can do and what you should do right now before you're doxxed, because it's kind of like identity theft. It's not if, unfortunately, it's when. Let's get into Operation Anti-Dox. Make sure you buckle up and watch this video to the end, because I'm going to give you some valuable insight you can use right now today to help position yourself in a place where you're not going to get doxxed. Now, if you want more information on this and you want to learn really the high-level stuff to make yourself invisible from anybody online like I've done, click the first link down below and I can take you much deeper down this rabbit hole. But for the sake of this video, let's hop in. Now, first we got to talk about what is doxing. Well, there's a lot of really famous YouTubers who've been doxxed, so I'm going to use them for an example because we're on YouTube, right? This is a YouTube video, so let's use YouTubers as an example. Now, obviously, I'm not going to dox anybody in this video, but quite frankly, I could probably dox every single person watching this video between me, my team, and my network of databases. Everything you do, everything you enter, everything you say pretty much is entered into different databases, and most of them are accessible for a fee. And that's a really important point, and we're going to come back to that. There's some free information online, but the most in-depth information is a small fee, and I can have all of your life's, I can have a file on you. It's scary what's out there, and so you got to start with misinformation. Now, you look at people like Roaman Atwood. Roaman Atwood is an incredible family vlogger. Him and his family have been doing this forever, and they had to take almost a year off YouTube because of stalking, and they did videos on this. They tell their story obviously better than I ever could, but they did videos on this, and it was very unfortunate. Roman and his wife, and also they have several small children, had to deal with the FBI for about a year and stay off YouTube for the better part of a year because people were threatening to kill them, come to their house, showing them pictures of their house, hacking into their security cameras. And this is Roaman Atwood, a guy who has millions and millions of dollars security, and his stuff was rendered useless, and as a guy who really couldn't protect his family. I mean, that sucks. So he had to deal with all of this for about a year, ripped away his livelihood. Luckily, he's financially successful, but this is a bigger scale. This happens to lots of people. You see Jeff Wittek, one of David Dobrik's Vlog Squad members and a friend to, the big cool kids on YouTube, I guess. A bunch of people stole his information, stole his video foot. Well, let me rephrase that. They didn't steal it. They took it, and then they wanted to release it for money. They literally tried to blackmail him. They tried to blackmail. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, this is what people are, and because he's an internet celebrity, they wanted like 50 grand. Again, he did videos on this, and then his fans got pissed, and then they went after the people who tried to get the money, and then he did a video of these people who tried to extort him, basically begging him to lie to his fans and say they never did it because people were blowing them up. How'd they blow them up? Did Jeff Wittek dox these people? No, but it's that easy to find out about people nowadays, and these people put their own information out there when they try to extort Jeff Wittek. And in this case, doxing works against us. So we got Roaman Atwood, who, I don't know Roman, but awesome, content creator and vlogger who I've been watching forever. And this guy got doxed because he's successful and people wanted something from him. Then you got Jeff, where random people took footage of his accident and tried to extort him. And then the doxing worked in reverse because his fans went after the people who tried to extort him. Technically, both situations are wrong. Roman's situation is really wrong. Jeff's situation is kind of like you reap what you sow, but you have to understand if your information's out there, anybody can get it, right? And these are just two stories of a few people who've been doxxed. We see information on almost every major YouTuber. Now, some of these YouTubers do it to themselves. People like David Dobrik, people like Logan Paul or Jake Paul, they're vlogging their house, they're vlogging where they live. You got to expect when you have millions of fans, this is going to happen. You've literally done this to yourself. Now, should you be able to vlog around your house? It doesn't matter what you should be able to do. The fact is there's repercussions, so you have to take action quickly. And we see this again and again. So what can you do? Well, the first thing is aliases, and I talk a lot about this. Aliases is key. You need to build a shield around your real identity. There are two identifying characteristics you should never give out to anybody unless you legally have to. Now, the best thing you could do is what I did, which is change your name, right? You could legally change your name. You could structure aliases, which is what I've been doing for over a decade now. The other thing you can do is you can set up a structure where your real identity and your phone number goes to nobody. Now, a lot of people don't realize that your phone number is just one click off of your social security number. Do not give out your real phone number to anybody. My own mom doesn't have my real phone number. My own mom doesn't know where I live. I've stated this before. Nothing against my mom, but if she comes to Vegas, I'll get a hotel suite and we can hang out till the cows come home. But I don't take almost anybody to my house because people come and go in your life and there's really no reason. And if you do have to bring people to your house, make them really tight in your circle. I got doxxed 2 years ago. Problem was, I'm the king of misinformation. And these guys literally doxed my address in Minnesota. I've been to Minnesota. I've never lived there, but I've opened up several addresses and I have tons of misinformation in Minnesota. Fun fact, you'll find me in 40 states, but only 3 of them I have presences in, and the other 37 are fake. And even if I'm in those, I could be moving around. You have no idea where I am, coming, going. Am I in Vegas? Am I in Texas? Am I in Colorado? Am I in Florida? Am I in Montana? You have no idea. You have no idea. Also, you have no way to find me because nobody has my real phone number. What happens is when you get your real phone number from, wherever you get it, ideally not a big phone company, but wherever you get it from, you never use that number. Nobody ever gets it. Then what you do is you use apps like Sudo, you use apps like Signal, create aliases, and everyone has that. Still goes to your phone, still a regular number, but it's not the number that's tied to your identity. Now, the best thing you could do, and I talked about in my previous video, I'll link it here in the cards, how to get a 100% anonymous phone and phone number, which I've got multiple phones, and I talk about iPhones, Androids, Graphene OS, Linux phones. I talk about lots of different options, Blackberries. I talk about burner phones. I did an in-depth burner phone video on this channel. I do a lot of videos talking about how to keep your anonymity and your privacy because it's really important. It is really important that you do that, and there's no reason to put all your information out there. And you need to understand that there's whole companies that are billion-dollar companies where their whole job is to scrape information. All of your social media. You should never use real email addresses that are tied to your identity. Every email address you create should be created on a VPN. My whole router is on a VPN. Now, are VPNs the end-all be-all? No, and I've done videos talking about what VPNs you should use. But everything should be on a VPN, and then you run it through Tor or TorGuard. You run it through, what I do is Unix, and I run everything through VirtualBox. So I have a separation between my ISP and my router and my machine and my virtual machine, which all goes through an encrypted tunnel on VPN. Sounds complicated, but in today's technological world, it's not complicated at all. I purchase a VPN router, I purchase a VPN, and then I structure everything through VirtualBox and Unix, which again, I hate to keep saying this, but I've done videos on this channel to break down exactly how to set up a virtual machine for free, literally for free on your computer. Takes you about a half hour to set up and you are set, $0 invested. VPNs are a couple of dollars a month or 20, 30 bucks a year. And then I would recommend a pretty high quality VPN router. It's worth the investment to keep your identity. Then you've got your little shield. Then it comes down to never putting your real information in the internet. Every time you go to the store, what do they say? Name, phone number? Yeah, sure, I got a phone number. It's a pseudo phone number that goes to nowhere, or it's a Google phone number that I created on a VPN, and it's a dummy burner phone number that I give to everyone, but I never check or never do anything with. It just goes out into the ether. It's just out there, right? So you need to understand these things. You need to build your initial field. The other thing is you should never accept mail at your home, ever. There's no reason to. Have a UPS box. Now, for my clients and the people I work with, we take this much deeper and we go much more kind of like an onion, like the Tor browser keeping things secure. An onion, the onion browser, .onion. Well, that's how I structure my life, is layers, layers and layers and layers. So a UPS box is good. You can go more in depth, but for the sake of this video, we'll talk about UPS box. At bare minimum, then instead of giving everyone your identity, you have one point of failure, which is the UPS store. Now, I would go much deeper than that, which is what we do with my clients, but one point of failure is better than numerous points of failure. And if nobody has your real phone number, or 3 or 4 people have it, that's fine, but don't give it to everyone you meet, and don't give it to, you don't even need to give it to your best friends. Why? How is it different than if they have the phone number for your carrier, or a Signal phone number, or a pseudo phone number? How's that any different? Let me tell you, it's not, right? You can have a dummy phone number connected to one of these accounts, one of these apps, for very little investment, and you're completely protecting your identity. You might think, well, why should I protect my identity from my friends? Really? How many friends have you made in your life? I'll wait. Okay, how many of those friends are still your friends? How many of those friends still have your back? Okay? You know, let's be real here, guys. So it isn't that you don't have trust. It's a lifestyle. And once you start going down it, it's very simple. You don't even think about it. I do everything you do. I just do it with layers of security where I walk out a door and I disappear, and you walk out a door and you're tracked every freaking place you go. You run my plate, oh darn, it goes to a dummy address. You look at the ID, which has the P.O. box, which links to a mail drop, which links to a shell company, which, you know, everything's run through an LLC. In fact, I registered an LLC for my name so I could legally use my alias, right? I talk about these things. So there's so many little things you should do. But doxing is becoming one of the biggest problems in the world right now because of the internet and because of all these databases. And these databases are not going to stop. They're going to keep taking your information and using it against you. So it's on you to take action. Anyway, that's what I got to say. Have you been doxxed? Let me know if you've been doxxed or you've dealt with this. I've been doxxed, but again, I'm the king of misinformation. These people are doxing me. Even if you try to find something where you know I am, I talk about how I live in the beautiful city of Las Vegas. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. But, you know, this is what it is. When you set these things up, you need to set up layers. Check out the first link down below so you can really dive deep into setting this structure up. Highly recommend it. Make sure you go all into everything you do in life. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Putting out new videos on privacy, technology, security, how to disappear in plain sight, cryptocurrency, and, you know, ghost businesses, all kinds of cool topics all the time. Basically, whatever we think up, we make a video on. Appreciate you checking it out. Stay safe, stay invisible, and I'll see you in the next video.